Hello, and welcome to another wonderful adventure with Tan Pants.
This is a podcast where we all have a completely unique topic that we bring.
We didn't tell each other about it. We're missing one host, so
We are -1.
we're -1 this week. Max has
We kicked him out.
we kicked him out.
I hate him.
He was too controversial for us. But Max will be back next week. But this week we have some amazing topics with you. We have a game we're gonna play and more surprises along the way. So come and join us. What'd you guys have for breakfast?
Breakfast?
Yeah, for breakfast. What'd you have for breakfast, Clay?
I do not eat breakfast.
Good man. Good man. What about you, Joshua? Did you have breakfast?
I can't remember.
Joshua can't remember his life. I did not have breakfast. You know who else didn't have breakfast?
Jesus.
Probably. Most of humanity.
Probably doesn't eat breakfast, right?
I'm not talking about, people don't have food. I'm talking, in most of history, people didn't eat the 3 square meals a day.
So you did research and you figured this out.
I figured out, where 3 square meals a day came from.
Then what shape did they eat it in? Circles? Triangles?
They ate it in rhombuses. And those were dark times, let me tell you.
Wow.
So for most of humanity's history, we've had just one meal, usually eaten around noon, a little bit after noon. And to the Romans, they were obsessed with digestion, and eating more than one meal was considered a form of gluttony. This thinking impacted the way people ate for a very long time.
Well, food was kind of different back then. It was kind of real.
Yeah, food was real.
Yeah.
You couldn't go to a Roman McDonald's and say, I would like a number 1, please.
Yeah.
This is how the Romans talked back in those times.
Wait, why couldn't they go?
Well, they couldn't go because that didn't exist. They had to kill their own food.
I get it.
There was this existence.
The worker shortage, right?
There was a major worker shortage back in Roman times.
Yeah.
But thankfully, we have become way more worker-oriented with everything. So the idea of breakfast and lunch kind of was birthed during the Industrial Revolution.
Right.
Because before then, you're on your farm taking care of your food.
Why don't we do this anymore?
Because people are like, we just have McDonald's now.
Right.
We have Burger King. We have the Golden Corral. We have a Golden Corral. It's made of gold.
Hamburgers, they don't grow on trees.
They don't. They do not grow on trees.
Tell me, can you make a hamburger out of a cow?
Can you make a hamburger?
You can. It would take a while.
Can you make it out of
and be messy, but it'll be a good burger when you're done.
wheat, eggs, milk, lettuce, tomatoes?
It would also be very wasteful. We get one burger out of that cow. It's a good burger.
Yeah.
But because the Industrial Revolution had, the factories and the assembly lines and, they were making things. And that kind of solidified work hours. The idea that you work this many hours a day.
Yeah.
And they were hard hours in a hot, sweaty place. And so people knew they would get weak unless they ate something before they went to work. And so breakfast kind of became a thing. Everyone would eat a little bit and then go to work. And then they'd be so weakened in the middle of the day, they would come out and people would set up these pie stands.
Pie stands?
Yeah, meat pies. And they would eat a meat pie. That would be their lunch, and they'd go back and work some more.
All right.
And then when they got back home, they were so tired, they were like, I have another one of them meat pies, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This article said a lot of people in Europe, or I guess England, a lot of people in England around that time didn't even have kitchens in their apartments.
Huh.
They would buy their food and bring it home, and that's what they did. But the idea of 3 square meals a day was born in England. England kind of started that.
Mm-hmm.
And it spread everywhere they spread.
I see. Makes sense.
Yep.
Because they eat brunch. So to get the brunch, they have to make the breakfast.
You have to explain that again, slower.
It's brunch. It's between lunch and breakfast.
Okay.
So you have to have a breakfast and lunch.
Okay, so
to have a brunch.
For a brunch to exist, a breakfast must exist first.
Yeah.
So breakfast and lunch were invented to create the superior brunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in favor of this. A lot of people say, the idea of 3 square meals a day isn't actually that healthy. When you fall into the rhythm of you eat 3 times a day, it's time to eat, it becomes a habit, and you eat when you're not actually hungry. And it's led to a lot of health problems today in the world.
Right.
So I've decided only to eat when I'm hungry. And you know what I found out?
What?
I'm eating twice a day. And I'm not eating big meals. I'm eating I make some eggs, and a little bit later I make a sandwich, and that's it.
Right.
And I'm not hungry. Well, another weird thing I read in this article about, the origins of breakfast and things like that, there was a really big push by the government during the 20s and 30s to make breakfast the most important meal of the day.
Oh,
would
yeah.
say,
the most
that's where
important
breakfast
meal.
came from.
they wanted you to eat that breakfast.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, actually, they wrote something about the guy who made the first cornflake that I thought was hilarious. At the turn of the 20th century, breakfast was revolutionized once again by American John Harvey Kellogg.
Right.
He accidentally left some boiled maize out, and it went stale.
Yeah.
He passed it through some rollers and baked it, creating the world's first cornflake.
Hey.
Then he sparked a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Imagine you're an inventor, and all you made was cornflakes.
I got this boiled maize. I'll leave it here to remember it. But it goes stale. I was like, this maize went. I'm not going to eat this junk.
Too busy with my college.
Wait a minute. I have these rollers. Yeah. Let's roll it out. And that's what he did. And he made the first cornflake.
You think that'll work for us?
Making cornflakes?
No. Like, we take like a MacBook,
Okay.
boil it, leave it out to spoil,
Right.
roll it up, and then cook it, and then make a new industry.
It's an apple chip.
Yeah.
That's how they make apple chips.
That's how they make the M1Xs.
No way. No wonder they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Hopefully our listeners, eat when you're hungry. Don't eat when the man tells you to eat. Eat when you're hungry.
Like when your mom
Eat.
says, come eat lunch now.
Maybe
Well, maybe listen to your mom.
maybe
I
listen to
don't
your
know.
mom. But if you're an adult living your own life,
Or maybe just share this podcast with your mom and be like, oh,
say, Mom,
this guy's spitting some facts.
Mom, please stop making me eat so much. I'm so full all the time. I can't move properly.
I have an interesting topic.
Okay.
It's about nature.
Yeah.
Ooh, my topic was also about nature in a roundabout way, consuming nature.
So it's this thing called the cassowary.
Ooh, I've heard about
really?
this thing. This is the thing that kills everything it looks at.
This sounds familiar.
I'm just joking.
Okay, that was a funny joke, Clay. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I was hoping you found some extra things about the cassowary that I didn't share.
It's like they have a secret underground colony with nukes.
Called cassowaria,
But all I have is a killer plant.
a killer plant.
A killer plant?
For real?
Yeah,
Does it kill stuff?
it can.
So, Josh, can you
Can
think
you like give it money and it will go and kill somebody for you?
that's awful?
No.
So, before Clay tells us what this is, Josh, can you think of a killer plant just off the top of your head?
Venus flytrap.
Venus flytrap. Okay, what about something that could kill you?
I don't know, something fictional.
Well, I'm thinking like poison oak or something.
Oh.
If you roll in it, it could give you an allergic reaction. You could die.
Yeah. Something like
You kind of have it.
I do, or Josh does.
Like, I mean, you guys in general.
Oh, have this poisonous plant?
Yes,
Poison ivy.
kind of.
Okay.
It's like super poison ivy.
It's called hogweed.
Hogweed.
I've heard that name before.
What is hogweed?
It's called that.
And why do pigs smoke it?
Yeah, it's a weed. I think it's because pigs ate it, but
Okay.
Yeah.
cows also eat it too. It's the kind of plant where like it goes up and then they all they spindle out and become like a flower that's kind of like a bunch of small flowers.
Okay.
They kind of make an umbrella shape.
I think are they like
trying to
white
think.
flowers?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's called hogweed.
Yeah.
Why is it a killer plant?
Well, it's not this one. It's the one from Russia.
Oh, really? This is like super hogweed.
So this hogweed is like, this country is too soft for me. I go to Russia. I go unleash full potential of hogweed.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened was back in the Soviet Union, they were trying to have food, which is very hard. Communist countries.
We are trying to have food here in Siberia,
all
Russia.
hogweed.
All we have is hogweed.
Yeah.
Good for hogs, good for me.
Maybe.
And so they found out that some farmers in the United States did use hogweed as a filler.
They're like, we watch from our satellites at farmers in America. We think they're eating this. We can't tell. Picture very small, but we think it's used as filler.
Picture low resolution.
Low resolution pictures.
So they searched around. They did have some hogweed,
Okay.
but they're like, no, we need something better.
Better than hogweed.
The best hogweed. And they searched, and guess what they found?
What did they find?
In the Caucasus Mountains,
What?
there was an isolated hogweed.
Ultra instinct hogweed.
Yes.
This hogweed has
Like-
been separated from humanity for thousands of years, growing
Very
alone.
few times where we showed 0.001% of its power.
So the Caucasus Mountains, with them being so mountainous and high, it blocked it in. It couldn't expand outwards.
This is like a lost world situation.
Wow.
Pretty
This
much.
is pretty intense.
And so they're like, this one's perfect because it's big. It's big.
Whoa, that's big hogweeds.
Like, I'm going to show you how big this one gets.
Okay.
I can't show the people watching, but
We'll just give him like
We will describe.
an example.
What in the world? There's like trees.
yeah.
It's like a tree.
I mean, it's like a weak tree.
Oh, wow.
It's like a skinny,
Yeah.
tall tree. But I
It's
know
like-
those flowers we have
you
outside.
If you like buy like a baby tree from like Walmart or something,
it was still very tall.
it's like that but a little bit bigger.
a tall, spindly baby tree. Take
Yeah.
those
Like-
and
Or you
just
could just Google
have it
this.
grow way. Yeah, just Google it.
Yeah.
Why am I
Yeah.
describing this? Just
look
Google
up-
it.
Well, I typed in Russian hogweed to look up
Okay.
for it. It's really big. It's like, would say maybe 12, 15
That
feet.
was at least, yeah.
Yeah.
What are the dangerous properties of it?
So I
Just don't eat it.
well,
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
so the Russian scientists are like, this is great. We found giant hogweed. We will show the Americans in the tiny hogweed.
Yes. So they didn't just do that, but they bred it to make it even better.
We'll make it even bigger.
Because, see, it's a weed, so it grows naturally,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Right.
it's suited to most soils and most climates.
So they're like, this thing that's been secluded here in this little mountain forever,
Pretty
we're
much.
going to put it everywhere now.
Yeah. And so to help it grow faster so they could feed it to their cattle, they specifically bred it so that way it can grow. It creates 10 times more seeds now than it did previously.
All right. That sounds like a good idea.
I really hope that, I know they didn't, but I really hope they tested it first before they made all these changes to it to find out that they actually wanted it everywhere.
I mean, there were a lot of people that probably were saying, don't do this. This is a terrible idea.
Maybe.
But it's a communist bureaucracy. So
Yeah.
they're like, where's your degree? You have no degree. Get out of here. They bred it, and then they started putting it out with like no testing.
Right.
And it was a huge success. It spread everywhere, and then they could feed it to all their cattle. It seemed pretty great.
Pretty good.
It had a couple problems, though.
A modern communist success.
It made all the milk and meat from the cows completely bitter. Many people couldn't stomach it.
What is wrong with cow? Why is cow so sad to taste?
Yeah. It completely taints the meat. It's no good.
Wow.
So that's already a failure. And then they were like, okay, we need to start pushing this back because it's growing. And because it spreads so fast and it grows so big so fast, like we're talking it can get that way in like a year or two.
Yeah.
Okay, so
a
scientists, we know we asked you to make these things everywhere, but they suck now? How do we get rid of them? Can you get rid of them?
Yeah. So because they do good in every soil, they go to every soil, every climate just about, and they spread so fast and they aggressively use up all the nutrients in the soil, all the water to grow huge.
This is worst case scenario.
Doesn't sound good.
These are devil plants that make things taste bad.
Right.
Yeah. And then they did focus on pushing them back. It's really rough because, like I said, it seeds really early. Like if it gets over like you're over like a foot in height, then it's already too late. It's already got seeds, and if you get rid of it, there'll still just be more.
Oh,
Right.
man.
So you got to be ever vigilant. And, well, see, this thing happened. The Soviet Union, it kind of collapsed. So,
Really? Because of hogweed?
We were too busy with the hogweed.
Because of ultra instinct hogweed?
We're trying to fix all the hogweed. And the Soviet Union said, that's all. I'm out.
I think we are going to collapse. We cannot take the evil grass.
The Soviet leaders like Ronald Reagan's telling us to get rid of the nukes and all this other stuff, and there's the wall.
We're a
and,
little busy right now.
and then some guy runs in and is like, guys, the hogweed, it just turned against us in the worst way. Like, that's it. We give up. We give up.
Oh, no.
So because like in the 90s in the US, you know how we're like, oh yeah, the 90s, all that.
Over there
All that.
in the Union.
It was
they're like,
literally the end of the world. Like a post-apocalypse.
the hogweed.
Like not just the hogweed, but you know, the social societal stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
There's like stories of people that they showed up to work the next day. They're like, what do we do? And then some guys with guns show up and say, this is our company now. Got a problem? Yeah,
That's interesting. How come we have never heard this before? This is like, sounds like a big deal.
oh, it was, but
It was a
people-
big deal.
We were just too excited because
I guess
we
so.
won.
Yeah, and it was the 90s.
We went
had,
to the moon. Was that that
No,
time
that
frame?
was the 60s.
It's different? Okay.
It's Cold War.
Yeah.
But the 90s was like Seinfeld was just created.
Wait, what?
Seinfeld.
Wow.
We were
Yeah.
watching Seinfeld as the Russians were dealing with this horrible hogweed.
So for about a decade and a half or so, there was nothing done. And then they looked over and like, wow, it is everywhere.
Yeah.
Like everywhere.
It's just a hogweed forest.
Pretty much. And
Oh
so
my goodness.
they've been, so pretty much right now, if you drive down any road in Russia in the countryside, it's all hogweed. Either side of the
Still?
road.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because it's really, really hard to get rid of.
Oh my goodness.
Now, listen,
I'm listening.
not only does it grow like crazy, not only does it do all that, but if you try to cut it down, it's covered in sap.
Okay.
And when you cut it, the sap kind of spews out.
That's not fun.
And the sap is called phototoxic.
Phototoxic.
So if it comes in contact, like the sap by itself is fine, it can create a small rash.
Okay.
But
It's
if
just small rash.
but if it comes in contact with UV light, which you can get from the sun, then it will chemically change to basically an acid that will cause third-degree burns.
What?
Holy.
Yes.
These are alien plants?
Pretty much. Like
Don't roar the hogweed. No, get out.
yeah, so they
Oh,
have to have
no.
a full body suit, like hazmat suits, just
What?
to cut this down.
It gives you chemical burns?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Wow. This is one bad idea.
So you have to do it at night
You can do it at night or you can do it in the daytime.
with hazmat suits, and you're sweating in a hazmat suit.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of like criminals get punished. You got to cut down the hogweed.
You go to hogweed.
Oh no.
That sap, though, it makes it resistant against almost all the bacterias that can infect the plant, all the viruses, all the bugs. Nothing wants to touch this plant.
Yeah.
So it can just grow unimpeded.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So this thing was secluded up in the mountains away from everyone. Is like
Yeah.
the super evil plant.
Yeah.
This is like the plot to like a Michael Crichton novel.
Right.
Like a Jurassic Park kind of situation. Like the scientists shouldn't have touched that.
Even secluded in a place where God is like, don't touch this.
Like
It's
this
way
can
up
be here. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's
so
bad.
but we have the same kind of thing but smaller.
Yeah, ours is smaller and it's not toxic in that way.
Thank goodness.
Wow.
Yeah. But you ever heard of a tumbleweed?
I've heard of tumbleweed.
You know what it's called, really?
What?
Its real name is a Russian thistle
A Russian thistle.
because somehow the seeds of a Russian thistle plant ended up on a boat and got to the U.S.
Oh, those things are Russian?
Yeah. And they spread everywhere.
Huh.
That's also another thing they're trying to stop because when it rolls, all the seeds fall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they same thing. They grow aggressively. So they got like a double whammy there now.
We got all
So,
the
like,
tumbleweeds and
One
the
day
ragweeds.
you'll like literally find like any plant anywhere in the world, anywhere. Like the whole world is just slowly synchronizing
I think so. Yeah.
everything.
Wow. I mean, I've always thought tumbleweeds were cool
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I thought they weren't real. I thought they were a made up thing until I actually learned about them.
Yeah. And okay, so I just told you about the tumbleweed.
Okay.
It got here by accident.
Well, okay. What else is here back? Do we have hogweed?
The Russian hogweed.
Oh no! Where is it?
Oh boy.
Pretty much all across the Northeast.
Oh no!
Like the Northeast, like you got Jersey, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, Ohio, and it's just spreading out from there.
Oh no, how long do we have before we're how long before we're hogweed?
I have no idea, but I don't know. It seems awful.
That's why.
That's a major problem.
That's why California is trying to just jump into the ocean.
Yeah.
Do not mess with if a plant is growing in a secluded place away from everything, just ask yourself, why is this plant secluded from everything?
Maybe like the ancients,
or at the
had
very
this
least,
problem, and they put that plant back up.
Like
there.
maybe there's like a major problem, and they're like, and
we finally stopped it.
a wise man is like, the last one's about to be destroyed. The wise man's like, it is wrong to kill the last of something.
right? Because
Put it in the mountain
or something.
where it can grow and live and not hurt anyone else.
And now he's up there in heaven, and everyone's looking at him like, "Oh,
Why did we kill it?"
Listening to this guy.
The guy's like, we will make a stone monument with the inscription, do not take down the freaking hogweed from the mountain.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the scientists are like, oh, look at this thing. Oh my, it's so big and large. I bet we can feed this to our cows.
You know,
Do you want to see if the cows like it? No, let's just grab it and go. That wastes time.
if you're gonna do that, at least take a moment and ask yourself, will this give me a 3rd-degree burn?
Well, this chopping it down, I mean, did it already have that property up in the mountain?
Yeah.
I assume when they collected it, they discovered this problem.
But it's weird, like most animals are not that affected by it. Like
just-
cows, pigs,
They don't care.
they're good.
They're like,
It's just humans, pretty much.
3rd-degree burns. Don't mind if I do.
It's like how like a black widow bite kills humans, but like cats and dogs,
Well,
nothing.
a black widow bite doesn't kill a person.
well, it can.
Well, it can if you're already very weak.
Ah.
Same thing with a brown recluse. A brown recluse bite will cause a sore on your leg, but that's not what kills you. What kills you if that gets infected. If you're bit by a recluse, you can keep the wound clean and you'll be okay. And same thing with a black widow. Black widow bites and it hurts, but it's not going to kill you.
Does it hurt?
I think it does hurt. I've read that of the 2 bites, the black widow bite hurts the worst, and it makes you feel nauseous. But that being said, even though I just said those 2 things won't kill you, don't mess with them because they might. I'm just a guy on a podcast.
Yeah.
Tan Pants presents Improv Pantry. It's a rainy night out in the country. The hogweed is high and blowing in the wind, and our 2 officers, Martin and Jeb, are sitting in their car, waiting for speeders.
And I'm glad the sun ain't out. This hogweed turned to acid, burn our faces.
Yeah. It sure is good.
As they're sitting there, their speedometer gun thing gives a little alert, and a car zips on by.
Oh, looks like a guy going fast.
Yep. Finally, some action.
So, of the 2 of you, which one's actually driving?
This probably be
It's me.
It's Martin.
Martin.
Okay, so Martin, what are you gonna do when you see this car zip by?
How fast did it go?
It was going 75 and a 55.
What time of day is it?
It is, I want to say it's like 11:30 at night.
All right. I'll pull him over.
Hold on, okay. Give me a number between 1 and 5.
3.
It's exactly a 3. So
Wow.
you turn on your lights and you start heading after him, and he sees you, and he stops and he pulls up on the side of the road, and you pull up right behind him. Now the car itself, it is a red pickup truck that's a little bit beat up. It has some hay in the back. It has looks like a dog in the back of it too. The dog's looking at you, and the guy up front has rolled down his window. He's waiting for you.
This is a country boy.
Right.
All right. So you go around the other side, and I'll
Yeah.
go around this side.
Right.
Keep your hand on your gun.
Got you.
Walk tough.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jeb, how are you gonna walk toward this truck?
Well, I imagine I'm gonna take heels to hit the ground first.
Okay,
Kind of like a strut or something.
like a normal human.
Yeah.
So hang on. So your strut is heels first.
Right.
You're like
cowboy boots or something.
cowboy. Okay, I'm imagining very Elvis Presley walk toward this car.
Oh yeah. I'm like putting too much into this.
Okay, so Jeb, give me a number between 1 and 5.
2.
2. Okay, so you open the car door, step out, and you twist your ankle, and you fall. you fall on the ground.
The hog weed.
You fall right into the hogweed.
Oh, no.
But the sun's not out, so the sap doesn't burn you.
Right.
You're okay. So, Martin, you are approaching the car. What do you want to do?
I ask him, "Do you know how fast you were going?"
The guy driving the car is an older guy. He has a big droopy mustache and kind of looks at you, kind of under big old eyebrows. And he says, as fast as I want.
Well, you might be going as fast as you want, but you went faster than what the county wanted. So I'm going to have to write you up.
He turns his face towards you. He has a toothpick in his mouth. He takes the toothpick out and he raises one of his eyebrows. In which county is that?
Saskatoon.
I get up real close. Right up on him.
Okay. Like nose to nose?
Like right by his ear.
So you do a whisper in his ear?
Like I pull him close and I lean in, whisper
Like
in the
you
ear.
grab his collar or something.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe like put my arm on him.
All right.
Okay.
Or something.
Give me a number.
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay.
And then I say, "This is my county."
Okay, give me a number between 1 and 5.
2.
Exactly a 2. So So if you failed, I was going to have you accidentally bump your face against his face. It'd be a little bit awkward. But no, you did it. Yeah, he is a little bit intimidated. He respects you a little bit more. He's not intimidated, but he respects you. Right. He says, "All right, then. You need to see my license or something."
Yes.
Well, he reaches for his glove compartment, opens it up, and you notice that there is a stuffed something, like a taxidermy of something. You can't really see what it is, but it's in the glove box. He reaches past it, and then he hands you his license.
I take his license.
Okay.
I run the numbers.
Okay.
And then I say, "Hey, what's that thing there?"
So he looks to the glove box and he goes, "That's Stella.
Stella?
Stella's my frog.
All right.
She died in 74.
What?
My little good luck charm." And he reaches into the glove box and he pulls out a very large taxidermied toad. And it's it's honestly a very good taxidermied toad.
Wow.
But it's also a taxidermied toad. It's a little bit strange. Now, Jeb, you're still recovering on the ground from your twisted ankle.
Yeah.
What is it you want to do right now?
Well, as an officer, I'm obviously gonna check his car for stuff, right?
Okay, check for stuff. Okay, so what are you looking for right now?
Anything that looks suspicious.
Okay, so you approach
Contraband.
you approach the truck and you see he has the truck bed. He has a dog back there, just kind of hanging out. He's got some hay back there too. Give me a number between 1 and 5.
He has hay in the back of his car.
There's hay back there, yeah.
Okay. 4.
Okay, so looking back there, you notice a tarp underneath all the hay. Like hay was put down over the tarp.
Can I reach in and look under the tarp?
That dog's eyeing you. The closer you get to the car, the dog's eyeing you a little bit more.
How big is the dog?
It's not a large dog. I say like a medium-sized dog.
All right.
A beagle?
Yeah, a beagle. It's like a beagle. It is a beagle. It's a beagle.
All right. I reach in for it.
Okay, give me a number between 1 and 5.
5.
The number was 1.
Oh no.
So you reach in to the back of the car, and the dog looks at you, and the dog says, "You back up that boy."
So do I back up?
What do you want to do? You tell me.
Oh. Well, I move on to the trunk.
Okay. Well, there's no. It's the bed of the truck. There's
Oh,
no
that
trunk.
is the bed of the truck.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I reach for it.
Okay. I'll give you a number between 1 and 5 again.
3.
It was a 3. So what were you trying to do?
I was trying to look underneath the tarp.
Okay, you reach down. The dog lunges for you, but you're fast enough to avoid him, and you throw up that tarp.
Right.
And underneath the tarp is a bunch of toads.
Wow. Sir, what are you doing with all these toads?
So back up here, Martin, you're looking at this stuffed toad, and you hear the commotion. You look back, and there's all these toads jumping all over the place in the
So
back.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh, it's a pretty good looking toad. Whoa. Why so many, mister?
He kind of looks back, and he's like, I own a casino.
What does this have to do with owning a casino?
Well, you see, I always have a door prize at the casino. Once a night, name a name, whatever, and I give them a stuffed horny toad.
The horny toads are endangered.
I'm sorry, a stuffed toad. They're not endangered.
Oh.
They're perfectly legal and fine for me to collect in the desert among the hogweed.
Martin, do you think we should arrest him?
I don't know.
It's up to you. You're the officer in charge.
Well, I guess I already ran his numbers. He's clean, kind of weird, but clean. So
Yeah.
I'll just write him up the ticket.
Can we get your name?
No, it should be on the license, I believe.
Yep. Tinkles pees a lot.
That's not my name. That is not my name. He
Well,
reaches.
I already typed it into the system. That's your new name.
Okay, that's me
It's
now.
just updates.
I'm willing to go. You fellas have a good night.
Bye.
Stay safe.
So as he leaves, he's kind of in a hurry to get away from you guys. His big mustache falls off his face, and you realize that he is a giant toad. What? A giant toad the whole time.
What?
And he just peels off, and he's gone.
Chances to pull out my gun and shoot his tires?
You want to shoot his tires?
Yeah, this
That's
is
like
not
a 1 in
natural.
50.
Okay, I'm gonna say this is a 1 in 10.
All right. 7.
It was a 7. You, with your twisted ankle and your sappy arm from the hogweed, you
Yeah.
pull out your firearm and you aim it perfectly at the guy's tires, and you go pop, pop, and you pop both tires. But this frog man, he ain't stopping.
Right.
That rubber's
Tires
just
just-
flying everywhere. He's like, he turns and goes into the hogweed
What?
and goes deep into the field.
Goodness.
There's no getting that. He is one with the hogweed now.
Wow. That was,
Make a frog joke.
Will he rib it off that? The
Well, I wouldn't believe that if you told me so.
oh. Ouch.
And that concludes Improv Pantry. We're going to play a game called Psychiatrist.
Okay.
So the way this game works is one of us is the psychiatrist, and the other two have some kind of ailment.
Right.
And the psychiatrist asks questions and tries to guess what the ailment is. And if they guess what it is, they win. Clay, I'd like you to be the psychiatrist first. So how about you leave the room for a moment, and then me and Josh will decide what the other one has.
Or you could just plug your ears.
No, I want him to leave the room.
Okay.
In the article here, it says, have them leave the room.
Have them leave
He's leaving the room.
You looked up this game up on the internet.
Yeah, leave the room. Okay, Josh, what do I have?
You're afraid of leather. I think it'd be kind of funny because maybe you'd be sitting in leather or something.
Okay.
Psychiatrist.
You really like to eat scented candles.
All
It's
right.
it's a bad problem.
Got you.
I'm your psychiatrist.
Hello, Mr. Psychiatrist. So, I'm kind of confused why you have two patients in here at the same time.
Is it that bad?
Is it that bad, psychiatrist?
It's because I'm twice as good as any other psychiatrist.
Oh, so I guess you'll be able to guess what our problems are.
He has enough RAM for 2
Oh, you betcha.
of us.
I've already diagnosed you with ADHD.
Oh,
You're getting some amphetamine.
What does that do to me?
Oh, it does everything.
So, Clay, you're going to ask us questions and see if you can guess what our problems are.
What seems to be your problem?
Well, short of saying things like that.
Yeah. How have you been feeling today?
I've been feeling pretty good. Been outside pretty much all day. I've been avoiding being inside for too long.
All day outside?
Not all day. I was inside for a little bit, but I made sure that I put on my cloth moccasins and my I put on my pants. I don't wear a belt. Then I ate breakfast and just went outside, and then I came here to the psychiatrist's office. I walked here.
Are you a Native American?
No, I'm not a Native American. I respect the Native Americans, but I don't think I have what it takes to be a Native American at all.
What about you, Josh? How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling my stomach's a little upset.
Wait a minute. Do you have a sunburn?
No, I don't have a sunburn.
Oh.
I do not have a sunburn. I don't mind having actually, no, I don't want a sunburn ever. Never, ever, ever.
Right.
It'll make my skin too leathery.
I'm trying to think, like, are you a crocodile?
No. I'm a person with a problem. I'm not a crocodile.
Do you think you're a crocodile?
No.
Well, Josh, what did you say?
Well, my stomach's not feeling too good. My breath smells all right.
I can smell his breath from here.
Yeah.
I smell minty.
Minty. Look, a mix of mint and Granny Smith apple.
What did you eat for breakfast?
Well, I don't like to eat anything that has too much of a consistency. I mean, it can vary depending on temperature.
You just said you don't like anything that has too much of a consistency, and it depends on temperature.
I'm trying to think of what to say.
I just want to say I'm really happy with the seating arrangements in your office here. I really like that how all the materials are very wool based.
Lack of texture.
Lack of texture and
creasiness.
and no creases. I'm very happy with that.
Are you like OCD?
I'm not. I guess I could be
about
OCD,
whatever he's afraid
but
of.
no. I have a fear. I am afraid of something.
Yeah.
I am just a man with his cloth shoes, no belt, and smooth, unsunburned skin.
And he's really quiet when he moves.
I'm like, you can't hear anything when I'm moving around.
Do you have like a texture problem?
I do have a texture problem. I have a major texture problem. Textures that I cannot abide. I can't stand anything that feels like skin. Anything like that. Like I can't. No.
No.
So my shoes have to be the right material. My belt has to be the right material. My couches, everything has to be the right material. I can't.
He just doesn't like a specific material.
I mean, that one material that I really don't like, I can't have anything to do with. I'm scared of it. I no way.
Like
But if
leather phobia?
I hate leather. That's it.
That's it?
I'm afraid
Yeah.
of leather.
Yes.
Yes.
And Josh?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I drink it, but it's really hot. I just can't help myself sometimes. Although I do have to remove the crispy burnt stem.
Are you a vegan?
No.
I think technically this would
I
be
don't
very
know.
vegan.
Maybe there's nothing.
This might be the most vegan thing you could ever do.
Probably.
And which of the food groups would it fall into?
Well, it's really starchy. Would you say starchy?
I would say this doesn't fall into a food group at all.
Okay, yeah.
Are you eating candles?
Yeah, I eat candles.
What if I'm Joe Biden?
I like that. That's a good one. I really like hoarding electronic dongles,
All right.
all the adapters and stuff.
Hello, welcome to my office. I am the psychiatrist. Please sit down.
Okay.
Okay. So, I'm looking at you right now. Tell me, what did you eat today? Eat anything interesting today?
I don't really eat too much. A lot of bran.
A lot of bran.
It's hard.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard. Anything else is too hard on the bowels.
The bowels. Yeah, you got to watch after the bowels. Joshua, for you, did you do anything interesting this week? Have any interesting activities?
Yeah, well, I copied a lot of files over different things. I like to make sure they have a lot of transfer rates and
Okay. So you work in the technology industry, I assume.
not really. It's more of a hobby.
More of a hobby kind of thing. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting. Clay, so you have issues with your bowels, unfortunately. You eat a lot of bran. Oh my goodness, this is kind of hard
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it helps with the bowel movements, and then I have to drink a lot of prune juice.
A lot of prune juice. How old are you?
Pretty up there.
You're up there. So you're how old are you? Like on your birth certificate, how old are you?
I mean, come on, man.
How old are? I mean, come on.
Come on. Let's be serious.
Come on.
Let's get down to the reals. Are you a young man who thinks he's an old man?
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. back to you. Are you this internet thing is downloading and transfer rates?
Oh, not downloading.
Oh, not
I prefer to go hard drive to hard drive.
How is that not downloading?
Through a nice cable.
Okay. So, are other people aware of you copying their hard drives whenever you do this?
No, these don't. Nobody else owns all of this. I mean, at least I don't think so.
So, what hard drive? What are you copying on these hard drives?
Oh, nothing. Just PlayStation 2 BIOS files. My computer PC of choice, has some good USB things. I like to stick to USB 3.
So,
USB 3 through a
are you just a nerd?
a nice cable.
Are you just a nerd?
Yeah, sometimes they don't transfer the best. So I like to use like a nice HDMI to USB 3 cable.
Do you work at Facebook?
No, I soldered all the connections myself.
What in the world are you? What kind of crazy twisted freak are you?
I don't know, but I always keep all these handy USB-C
I want
adapters
you out.
with me.
I want you out of my office now.
I have 4 of them.
You don't exist. You're not real.
Do you want any extra unifying receivers?
No. Clay,
Yeah.
do you have a Benjamin Button disorder?
No.
What?
Come on, Jack.
Where do you work?
I work in a big house.
You work at a big house?
Yeah.
What house are you talking about?
Yeah, it's the big white one.
The big white one? Interesting.
Interesting enough.
Tell me, all the stuff happening in Afghanistan, do you have any opinions on that at all?
I mean, come on, that was 3 or 4 days ago.
It was 3 or 4 days ago?
Can't expect him to remember that.
I'm very thankful you're sitting in a place where you can't smell me. You can't lean over and sniff me. I mean,
that would be terrible.
because I would hate anyone who thinks he's Joe Biden to sniff me. Am I right? You think you're Joe Biden?
Yeah.
Now, Joshua, I'm not kidding. I want you out of my psychiatry.
No, I technically don't prefer Bluetooth. It's just too much of an input lag for me.
I have no idea what your problem is. I don't know what to say.
If it'd make you any happier, I have plenty of USB-C to HDMI adapters.
Are you just a guy who likes cords?
Yes.
You just like cords?
I just like adapters.
Yeah.
Wow, Josh, you made me physically get angry.
All right.
And Clay, well done. I loved how you snuck in facts about Joe Biden's bowels and how he eats bran.
Well, I just figured he's old.
The news with Josh Anderson.
The news. Pop-Tart guns are now permitted in Florida schools.
Yes! So hang on a minute. So first you said Pop-Tart guns, and I got very excited.
Because I thought, when I read the article, I thought it was like a gun that shoots Pop-Tarts.
But now I remember a article from a long time ago where a kid was eating a Pop-Tart
Yeah.
into the form of a gun.
Yeah, and he got in trouble.
And then he was like, ha ha ha, I have my Pop-Tart gun. And then he was like expelled or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bad.
that was dumb.
I mean,
Now you can do that.
Listen,
it's now allowed to
Yeah.
I did that in school.
You
All
made-
the other kids did that in school.
make Pop-Tart guns.
Yeah, like when they're in kindergarten, they're like, bang, bang.
That's what you did.
Yeah.
Because all of our movies are people going bang bang.
Yeah, the schools will let you do that now.
Thank goodness.
In Florida, at least.
Thank goodness for Florida.
Because Florida's, loosening up a bit.
You guys can't see, but I'm dancing.
Clay's very happy about the
Clay
Pop-Tart
is happy
gun.
because he can now chew his Pop-Tarts into guns at Florida when he goes to school.
Very good.
But moving on to the bigger article. That was the little appetizer. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but singing Leicestershire plumber lands record deal while plumbing.
A what?
Leicestershire. Can I speech this?
Leicestershire?
No, it's not.
Leicestershire.
Leicestershire. Yeah.
Did that robot voice appear in the podcast too?
Yeah, it did. It's just coming out from my computer into the
Leicestershire.
Nice.
Cool.
So he's like this guy who's a plumber, and he just likes to sing.
I'm just a guy who plums and sings.
He landed himself a record deal after singing while he was working on fitting bathrooms for an owner of a record label.
Hey, you know what my dream was? It was to be a singer.
Yeah.
I have a plumbing job at the record guy's house. I'm going to sing in the bathroom as loud as I can as I'm fixing his plumbing. And see if I get a deal.
Kev Crane from Kewarn, I guess that's a place in Leicestershire, spent 6 weeks fitting 3 bathrooms at the home of Paul Connelly.
You said 6 weeks fitting 3 bathrooms?
Yeah, that sounds like a long time to be working on.
Well, he was singing too. I mean,
yeah, he was singing while he was doing it. But Mr. Cornely, I'm going to speech that too.
Okay, speech it.
It's just beautiful to hear the
Keneally.
Keneally.
Mr. Keneally.
Yeah, Mr. Keneally. Yeah.
Why don't more podcasts do this?
I know, right? Said he noticed his bathroom fitter had a good voice as he sang along to the radio. Mr. Crane has now released an 80s influenced album under his label, under the guy's Mr. Keneally's label.
Nice. So he's a singing plumber.
Right. He's just
Good for him.
Yeah.
He cleans the pipes and then he
like,
sings.
I heard
with
him
his
singing
pipes.
while he worked, and he sings along to the radio all day as he tiles and plumbs. Oh, he's also tiling too. That would also
Oh, okay. So he's not just a plumber.
Yeah,
he's actually making bathrooms.
Yeah, he's doing this for real.
Okay.
Oh.
I told him he had a good voice, and he mentioned he'd been writing and recording songs in his home studio.
Actually, I have a CD you could listen
in
to.
fact,
He just
he
pulls
sent
it
me
out.
Sent me
there.
some of his songs, and I was blown away by his songwriting, his attention to detail, and producing a sound that is so 80s, but is so now at the same time.
80s and now.
So, Six Flags?
Six Flags.
And he's just saying, like, it feels surreal. I never expected anything like this to happen. I
Oh,
love
yeah,
writing
right.
music, and it's my hobby.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're working at a record
The
label.
guy's like, I'm going to get that job, and I'm going to have all these CDs. I'm going to be singing on the top of my lungs the entire time.
You know he was waiting for it.
Oh, he says, when I went around to give Paul a quote, he mentioned he owned a record label. And I didn't really think much of it.
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Singing to the radio the
come
entire
on.
time you're working.
Yeah, Mr. Crane.
I didn't know that man was Bill Gates. Oh.
The guy said, you have a pretty good singing voice. Thanks. I actually record my music in my home studio. Here's a CD I made. It's 80s, but now. Can you hear
I don't
any
know.
of it?
I could probably look it up. Probably copywritten, but
Probably on Spotify.
I know the song.
probably.
Clay knows it. Clay, is this you? Is
Yes.
this you, Clay? You
Yeah.
It was me all along.
singing plumber?
Yeah.
Yep.
Imagine he's just plumbing away, just singing.
His songs are all about plumbing.
Yeah.
I used snake in the drain to get the hair clog out of the pipe.
Well, maybe it's something like, I'm all clogged up. I just can't let it out.
I flushed the toilet and the water's on the floor.
I just want to let it drain away.
Drain. Grouting the tile takes too much time. Josh, do you have a plumbing related song to sing with us?
No.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Tan Pants.
We hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed it.
We really appreciate you watching our podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe, share with your friends.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell.
And also shout out to our patrons, our legendary patrons, the Big Tyne, Naven Jr., and our mystery supporter,
Mr. E.
we should call him Mr. E.
His name is Mr. E now. Thank you,
Large
mystery
chat.
supporter. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and all those other things. Leave us a comment. Ask us questions. We'll get back to you because we love answering questions. Isn't that right, Clay?
I don't know.
See, we're very good at answering questions.
Isn't that right, Twitter guy? He says yes.
Twitter guy said yes. Anyway, thanks for joining us. You guys have a lovely day.